Hello and welcome to the Good Boys Gone Bland Haunted Holiday Hotel. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Good Boys Gone Bland, Season 4, Episode 3, Halloween 1978. This is I'm Denali. I am Denali.
Yeah. And I'm Brian.
I'm Jace.
Oh, you guys sound so much cooler than I sound. I always get so nervous.
Yeah, well, that comes with years of practice. I mean, starting off this sandwich, you have to have a lot of confidence, coming right out of the gate.
I guess I'm kind of like meat. I'm kind of the meat in the sandwich.
You're kind of the meat, but then Jace is a closer. So like the opener and the closer has so much responsibility in his show.
So as the opener, do you see yourself as like the bottom piece of bread or like the top piece of bread?
You know what? Probably the bottom, because the tongue hits that first, right? Unless you kind of like, do you flop your tongue on top of the top bread when you eat the sandwich?
I put my tongue flat on whatever I'm biting, so I taste everything actually I lick and bite at the same time.
Sometimes I just eat my sandwiches like vertically, like if you turn them.
Oh,
vertically.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have to choose one ingredient over the other, like,
Yeah, I have never eaten a sandwich whole. I always take off the top piece of bread, eat the piece of bread, and then eat the lettuce. It's really hard with melts.
Wait,
because you have to
eat
pick
it top down.
You have to pick all the cheese off of whatever it's been melted on and eat that individually.
So that's interesting. So you're kind of looking straight down at the sandwich. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do this layer by layer.
Yeah.
Why don't they make sandwiches for people who eat like that? Like, would they have to?
They do, and it's just a sandwich.
Like a Subway sandwich, like on a stand, so it's kind of like the Saturn V, and you kind of eat it going straight down. For people who eat sandwiches like that,
you could make a you remember those ice creams with the tube and the
the push pops. Yeah,
you could make a sandwich push pop.
Hello. Jace, we're getting into good idea territory. Dude, I would fuck with Subway push pops. They give it to you, and it's like refrigerated, and you're running. You're on the run, and you got like a foot long and a push pop thing, and you kind of pop out whatever amount of sandwich you need. Boop, got a little Subway sandwich. That's okay. Don't need to finish it though, because push it back in. It's kind of like
Oh wait, are you talking about like literally you're on a run, like you're jogging?
Subway on the go, or you're like skateboarding.
Denali's late to something.
He goes to Subway.
He's probably late because he went to Subway.
But he has to explain that to like how to put the sandwich in a push pop.
Or like, sometimes you don't want to eat a whole, because you unwrap a Subway sandwich, and that's like, you got to eat it, right? Mm-hmm. But you can't just like push a little bit out like Chipotle. Chipotle.
What? Can you do that again?
You
push a little bit out.
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing the jingle for Subway push-outs.
Push-outs.
Subway push-outs. So it's like, you could have like a Subway secret menu, kind of like In-N-Out, where you can be like, could I have a Subway push-out circumcised? And that's like where they just kind of rip
the top bread off.
So you don't have to. Yeah. There's no end.
Half carb version.
If you don't want, half carb. So there's no end pieces. It's not on the menu, but it's kind of like all the employees like know what you're talking about. It's not unofficial,
Huh.
So Subway, hit me up. I know.
Oh, okay.
I know you need new ideas.
Hit us up. Thank you.
Okay,
you know what?
1/3
each, but
he's got the naming conventions. I've got the push.
Yeah, you did. You got the mechanic, Jace. Jace, you're our engineer on this podcast, so like you're gonna have to work out the dynamics. Are you gonna have to like oil up the push pop to kind of have the sandwich slide out nice and clean?
Yeah, if you want sauce on your sandwich, they're gonna coat it inside the tube, whatever you're gonna get in, and then they have a device to they have to make the sandwich normally. So this is a really high waste operation, and then they have to punch down through the sandwich to get you one layer of your push sandwich, and then they got to do it again.
Well, that's nice because if they just make normal bread, then like it automatically solves the crust problem.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I think another option maybe you can invest in with the Subway push pops is like velocity. Like, can you really fire that sucker? Like, if you put extra oil, like boom, like and and let's say a fireman, he's running to rescue a fire, and he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and he's slowing down, and then a subway worker comes out, slurp, shoots the missile out, and then the fireman eats it real fast and saves the day.
Welcome to Kiro News at 1 a.m. 12 people have died eating Subway push-outs while running. It's the perfect esophagus size if you don't chew it.
Is someone gonna hijack a train with like a Subway push-out, like in a t-shirt gun? He's like, "Oh, you guys stand the fuck back. I'm gonna shoot a nasty cold cut combo straight down your throats if anyone fucking gets up."
It's probably like one of the more harmless things you could do with a t-shirt gun. It's more harmless than an actual t-shirt.
Dude, I would eat an entire t-shirt before I eat a single cold cut combo from Subway.
Whoa.
That fake nasty bologna made of all horse meat.
Don't step on a possible sponsorship deal.
I would love to bathe in a tub of meatballs from Subway.
Yeah. Plus, we all have something a memory that most people don't have in America, because we have a memory of the $6 foot longs.
Any select sandwiches that qualify in Alaska.
Yeah, right. So like our local commercials in Alaska, everything was kind of like always more expensive, right? But they had to redo the $5 foot long jingle for Alaska, and they had to like dub over it and say $6.
Pretty nice that it was only $1 more.
Yeah,
or they can say, maybe I'm going to eat some profits here, and maybe like treat Alaskans like everybody else.
I actually heard somewhere that they sell all their sandwiches at a loss, and they make all their money from the chips.
That's not true.
Only the cookies.
The chips. How cheap do you think they get chips for?
It's all air, dude. 60% air. You ever sell something that's 60% air?
60% air, 100% profit.
Why do you think fucking air mattresses are such a big business? Anyway,
They're
I'm sure everyone's tuned out by now, but if you're still with us, we are Good Boys Gone Bland. We are a podcast that watches 10 movies of a single actor or subject, and basically reviewing them until they go bland. We are currently in the haunted Holiday Hotel. We've taken a vacation to this hotel, and we are watching movies that are horror movies that pertain to a specific holiday. This week we're doing our second run around Halloween, where we watched the literal Halloween movie. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys getting in the mood for spooky season? By the time this airs, spooky season will have happened, but it has not happened in this time frame.
Trying to figure out who I'm gonna be for Halloween.
We've got ours figured out. We got it figured out. We're going low cost because, right, like during the pandemic, we're not going to go to some big dance or anything like that. We're actually going to go out of town that weekend and go camping, sort of. So, like, we don't want to spend money. I'll spend maybe $20-$30, but, like, I want to buy a bunch of costumes. So we're going to do something kind of funny.
Sexy's kind of out of the options because you're going to be camping, right? You can't,
Right.
Well, right. Well, also, sexy is kind of going down, like, so... Yeah. My thought is like ironic sexy is funny. Like, so we're gonna do the Lion, the Witch, in the wardrobe. Like, I'm just gonna wear like 30 layers. I'm gonna wear like everything I own. And my dog, dog has a lion's mane like thing.
Nice.
Julie's gonna be the witch. But I was thinking for a while to do like actually trying to make like a cardboard wardrobe and look like an armoire. Like a dresser.
Yeah.
But that's like takes some work. And then I thought maybe I could be like a sexy wardrobe.
Oh,
and like I turn my, knobs into something else and things like that. But that's just a level of craftsmanship that I don't quite have. I can like sew and stuff.
Yeah.
And I usually make my own costumes, but I'm not ready for it.
That's a great idea, dude. I freaking love it. Jace, do you have any costume? Do you have any good costumes you're doing this year?
I'm gonna wear one of the Squid Game helmets with a circle as a crotch helmet. Yeah, it'll be sexy Squid Game.
Is that Is that sexy?
Depends on who you ask. Anyone at my house on Halloween? No, probably not. Some very random forums on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, considering how thirsty everyone is for like the runner guy of Squid Game, I think it's already sexy Squid Game. I think it's already there. So I think the trick is to make it not sexy Squid Game.
Oh.
So Jace, did you you texted me and you said you might have an activity for us? Did you want to do that now?
Sure.
Are we ready, or do you? Okay.
Please tell me it's not improv.
I think we're
Please
ready.
tell me it's not.
It's marginally improvisation. You don't have to act as anybody.
Okay.
But I was thinking we could make our own holiday horror for ourselves with the twist that like sometimes on Reddit threads somebody says it's like a question like name a superpower, and then I'll give it a shitty activation feature.
Right.
So you could come up with what you would be if you were the killer in a holiday horror. And then you get to pick maybe like your power, and you get to pick like your weapon or how you'd kill people. And then the other two of us get to give it a really dumb clause.
Oh, yes. Okay. I love it.
That's about as far as I got. We could also just do it. We could also just do it like we go down location, theme, murderer, and do good, bad, good, bad, and just rotate.
Well, do we want to just start from the top on January for New Year's? So Ryan's going to say the concept, the killer and stuff, and we're going to add stipulations to it.
Yeah.
Me and Jace.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ryan, go ahead.
So it's a movie about Arbor Day.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. And the killer is like a lumberjack who like has a chainsaw, and he's cutting down youths.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Stipulation. It could only be youths who are playing like a tree in a school play. The costume has to be on, of course. It's this trigger.
Oh.
What's the backstory?
So, he was doing a school play, and then like he was like the lead, and one of like the tree kids pulled his pants down, and everyone laughed at him, and he was so pissed he went to an insane asylum. And then now he breaks out and watches school plays all the way to completion. Sometimes there's not always a tree, so he just kind of leaves. But then if there is, oh man, he revs that thing up and kills him.
Wow.
Jace?
I'm not really sure I can add another stipulation to that.
No, that's pretty specific. Jace, do you have an idea on how we might stop this psychopathic child killer?
Oh, there's obviously a teacher that's like, we've got to stop the Arbor Day play. And then the principal's like, what the fuck are you talking about? We can't stop the Arbor Day play.
It's a city tradition.
And then they do stop it, but then the kids are like, let's put it on in the forest.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
he's going to go nuts in there.
The forest is fair game.
He's going to be so busy sawing all the trees that eventually he's just going to start earning a wage. And then they fix the problem.
Okay, guys. So I went fishing today, and the spot I go to, it's like not a very long walk, but it's a very short walk, maybe a couple hundred yards through the woods, like on a very narrow path. And I was the only one there today, and it was very windy. And it's fall right now, and the leaves are all like falling and rustling and stuff like that. And man, did I feel like I was getting stalked. Like I was looking over my shoulder. I was even holding my pole like behind me so that if anybody tried to like sneak up on me, it would be more difficult.
Yeah.
I think maybe, so I've watched 15 horror movies so far this fall.
Jesus Christ.
So I think maybe it's getting to me a little bit. Like I did not expect to be, I don't know, I didn't expect to be actually scared, but I guess I'm a little bit of a wuss. That's why I like the movie so much.
No, I feel that, dude. So you're worried about a tree killer coming for you.
Yes, like this would be like somebody hanging out in the woods. Probably wearing flannel.
Can we make up a name real quick?
Yeah.
Arbor Day play.
You know, that would be, I've got a sick idea for a kill in the woods. The dude digs a hole that's like deep enough for your foot to fall in. So you fall in and like twist your ankle, and you've obviously got to push yourself off of that. And he's pre-cut a tree on the side, and he pushes it over, and it
damn,
and it just crushes whoever fell into the hole.
That's nice.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
So we can just probably call it Arbor Day. Like there's probably not another. Probably okay. All right, that was good, Ryan. Jace, do you want to hit us with a holiday? It could be a mainstream or obscure.
I think I just forgot every holiday.
Yeah, it's okay.
Denali, you go.
Okay, I'll do a holiday. Nom, 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 nom. What about Easter?
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, we don't have to make it about Jesus. We're trying to make money from this movie.
I'm going rabbit. I'm going straight rabbit.
Yeah, I'm going straight rabbit.
The costume is a rabbit? Is it a person or is it an animal? Like some weird...
Oh, it's a guy who gets bitten by a radioactive rabbit while on an egg hunt. He reaches his hand in a hole, and the rabbit bites him, and he slowly turns into a rabbit, kind of like the Fly, but a big one.
Okay.
And
so
then,
here's the catch. He can only eat kids who are dressed as carrots in school plays.
Okay, yeah, that's good. No, that's a good stipulation. But how is he going to buy tickets if he's...
Ooh,
I don't think people check rabbits at the door for tickets.
He if it wasn't related to the school play, it could be the killer of this could be attracted to houses where the kids don't find every egg.
Oh yeah. So you have to find the eggs, and then maybe he might go around and like plant like a bunch of Easter eggs around like a yard or something, and then leave a note.
Like with fucked up stuff in it.
Yeah, he's like screw you, dude. In that note.
Oh, that's what the note says?
Yeah.
I was thinking like it's a funny limerick, like in My Bloody Valentine.
Okay, I think we got a winner. What should we call it?
Easter.
Yeah,
Easter's good. Easter's a good name. Okay.
Easter 1978.
Oh yeah. It's a retro. Everyone loves retro horror now. Okay, Jace, just say a holiday. Anything.
Oktoberfest.
Oh, that's a good one, Jace.
That's good. Okay. All right. What's the killer?
It is one of those serving ladies. The leader hosed up.
Oh yeah.
Super strong server women who could carry like
the Olgas.
40 liters of beer.
Unfortunately, the genderized term for that would be like barmaid.
Oh yeah.
Or barmaiden.
Or bar bro, or just
right.
barber.
I'm saying in this case, the genderized form.
Okay, yeah. All right. So what's the story with this?
Well, let's see. They would have to have some vendetta against people drinking at an Oktoberfest, or like.
Yeah. No, Jason's got to do it. Jason's got to do it, Ryan.
I think they kill with poison.
Oh.
And
Thriller.
Shit. I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank
we'll
here.
help you out.
Okay, so if it's having a slasher where they only kill with poison is gonna be
okay.
They
use some poison, like as part of it. Yeah. I'm just imagining that's
when people are onto them, they kill them, or like to get in the disguise in the first place, they kill some person and take their clothing.
Yeah, actually, that can just be the location. It could be a normal person that for some reason is killing people at a large Oktoberfest event.
Yeah. Okay, stipulation. They only kill people who are coming in 10 minutes before close.
Oh, they're just doing their whole team a favor.
They're just doing what every service worker wants to do. Yeah, I mean, I could imagine a scene where, like someone's like drunk on like an Oktoberfest. He's like wandering around, and she comes up behind him with a big old glass beer mug, and it's like cracks him with it. It's like dun dun. That'd be pretty creepy.
Oh, or like in Idle Hands when he takes the bottle and shoves it into Seth Green's head. Like, she sharpens the glass edge on the stein and like literally impales his skull with it and takes it out, and there's like a chunk remaining in the stein.
Pretty stylized, yeah. Does she wear a mask or like a disguise? Maybe like a big old pretzel. A giant pretzel ball.
Well, isn't the barmaid thing like a disguise itself already?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's a motive, if they're here to kill a specific person. Well, no, you said they're not going to be able to kill many people if they're just killing people that show up 10 minutes before close.
Oh, yeah, because those people
by themselves.
Those people stay later.
Yeah.
They wander home and they don't make it home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How about she impales a guy with a giant stale pretzel stick?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, they have the nail game. at a lot of. You know the name of it?
No, I don't think I know the nail game.
They you hammer a nail in and then into a stump, and then everyone takes turns trying to bash the nail into the stump with like one hit
With their hand?
With a hammer.
Oh Jesus. Okay. So that could be something.
There are a lot of games you could kill people at that I think end up at Oktoberfests.
So she would put a nail in someone's head, and her and the other barmaids would just take turns smacking into someone's head. Jesus Christ!
Having the game early in the movie, would be fine, and then like later as a callback, you can see her sneaking up just behind somebody and like holding a nail like on their head, and then the next shot is a cutaway to her like winding back with a hammer, and then splat.
Oh, nice! Fuck. That's a good idea. Well, shit. I think we got through. Okay, what's the name of this one?
I like Fest. Fest is great. So like Terror Fest.
Oh
or
yeah.
Like Kill Fest.
Killtoberfest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Killtoberfest.
Killer Fest or something.
She kills 8 people every year.
Ooh. Or 10, one for every month or something like that.
How often is Oktoberfest?
Once a year.
Once a year for like 2 weeks.
Okay, she could fit in like 8 to 10, I think. Sweet. Do we want to do? We think we got some good pitches?
That's good, man. That's good.
I think we got some good shit.
Good pitches.
If you guys, audience, if you guys want to, build off our pitches or send us some scripts or some illustrations, just hit us up on our Twitter at GBGB Podcast or DM us. I would love to see that. I really want to see Arbor Man murdering someone in a tree costume.
Or if you know, like, if you have an idea for a holiday themed like movie or like a specific killer in mind, and you want to drop some concept art or tell us a little blurb about it, that'd be great. We'd read it on air.
Heck yeah. I'll do I can do an Instagram story question and people can fill in.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
All right. Well, I also have a little Halloween activity that kind of prepared for you guys if you guys are ready. I kind of wanted to do this with our last Halloween episode because we didn't really get to talk about Halloween candy too much. So I devised a Halloween candy quiz because I realized a lot of Halloween candies have really wacky names. So I think this is something that Ryan might dominate in because he's like 90 years old and likes old candies. But I do think this will be a fun activity for us. So here's the rules, guys. It's going to be between Jason and Ryan, and whoever gets the most points wins, okay?
Is this going to go as poorly as the Scooby-Doo trivia?
No, this is going to be good. This is going to be good, Ryan.
I promise not to yell, suck my dick, if I get one of the questions right.
Thank you.
I'm going to go question by question. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to list a bunch of candies, and you're going to guess which one is the real candy, okay?
Yes. So, I'm down for this. I'm here for this.
All right. Does that sound good? Does that make sense?
So how many times can we hit the ball before it goes back over the net?
I'm just gonna say all these candies, and then you're gonna guess the one that's real, okay? And right, no shouting the right answer before I'm done with the question, okay? We want to have competitive spirit. I don't want you guys to spoil it for the contestant because I only have so many questions I made here, guys. It's not like Scooby-Doo where I had 40, okay? So we need to have a winner by the end of this. Okay?
Oh, and we want the people to play along. Smart.
Yeah.
Are these? Okay. So hold on. Are these comments directed at me?
Oh my god. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it to anyone out there who's playing this game, who's not Jace. So first question. Okay. Which one is the real candy? Sugar mommies, sugar papas, sugar creepy uncles, sugar babies, or sugar beans?
Wait, do you want us to action to say the answer, or are you?
Let's see. What's the best way to do this? Okay, so you guys have an answer on both your heads. You can't change it. Okay. So Ryan, what's your answer?
Sugar babies.
Okay, Jace.
Yes, sugar baby. Yeah. See, this is the way.
Sugar baby. Okay, this is easy. This is the easy one. Okay, it's the easy one. All right. I'm gonna switch the order every time. That way, you guys can't cheat off each other. So, okay. Second. Okay, so you guys are 1-1. Question 2. Chuckles, ha-has, Laffy Good Goods, or Raffles? Which one's real?
Say them again.
Jace? Okay. Chuckles, ha-has, Laffy Good Goods, or Raffles?
Ha-has.
Ryan?
Okay, so I think I know this one. I think it's Chuckles.
It is Chuckles. All right.
What
we are
kind of
2-1
candy is
Ryan.
that?
Some old school, like old person candy from the 20s.
Oh, I
think.
forgot these were old candies.
Some
Okay.
of them are old. Some of them are recent though. Okay, so
Or
2-1 Ryan.
LMAOs.
Lamaus. Question 3. Okay. Choco Yum Yums, Choco No Nos, Choco Numbers, or Choco Num Nums?
Choco numbers.
Ryan?
I gotta go with Choco numbers. That one's good. Made me laugh out loud.
All right, Jace?
Choco Yum Yums.
You are both wrong. It is Choco No Nos is the correct one.
Oh wow.
We are still
Why are they
2-1,
bad?
Ryan.
Why
It was
no?
That's a failed marketing scheme. That's why they're dead.
Hold on, guys. Choco No Nos is a recent candy and actually has no cacao in it. It's all artificial chocolate
Oh.
for allergies. But yeah.
Cacao harvesting is terrible for a lot of
It is. Boycott
Anyway,
chocolate, you cowards. All right. Next, number 4. This is the rope round, guys. Rope candies. All right.
Nerds rope.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan. Tootsie Rope, Jolly Ranchers Rope, Pope Rope, Poop Rope, or Sweet Tarts Rope. Which one's real?
That's a lot of
Jace.
questions. Wow.
Yeah,
I can say it
do
again.
it again slowly.
Tootsie Rope, Jolly Ranchers Rope, Pope Rope, Poop Rope, or Sweet Tarts Rope.
Tootsie Rope.
All right, Ryan?
You know, I don't know why you would throw in two that aren't actual candies. So I'm gonna go with Hope Rope for some reason.
Okay. You are both wrong. It's Sweet Tarts Rope.
Yeah,
Is
damn
it
it.
real?
Oh wow.
Tootsie Rope sounds like a long dookie you'd take. I was pretty proud of that one. So we're still
That's what I was imagining. Yeah.
They make Tootsie
Yeah.
Rolls in a lot of shapes. So
They do.
Roll,
Yep.
like ribboned Tootsie Roll was.
It seems plausible. Like Tootsie Roll, if you're out there, give it a try. Don't do that long thing where it's like multiple pieces. You know, I
Yeah.
like the one that's like a cigar. You know. Anyways,
I like a Twizzlers rope, which is just Twizzlers.
it's just a twist.
They could just like shoot Twizzler out of the whatever press they put it through and fill up that whole tub. So it's like you're like, you know, I live alone. I just need a rope of Twizzler.
Oh, like the red vines tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If someone shot it out of like a hot glue gun style thing, like I could eat it like that.
Oh,
okay.
that's a good invention. You buy like a hot glue gun, but instead of glue coming out, it's like Twizzlers.
It's Twizzlers. It's probably dangerous.
Oh,
You could
Okay,
kill somebody. Well, somebody could kill somebody with that.
oh there we
It's
go.
hot enough.
That'd be a good kill. That's another Halloween movie. Okay, question 5. We're still 2-1, Ryan. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Abba Zabba, Gabba Gabba, Grabba Nabba, or Yo Gabba Gabba. Ryan?
I know that Yo Gabba Gabba is like a children's thing. So I don't remember exactly what they were, but I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay, I can repeat them.
Sure.
Abba Zabba, Gabba Gabba, Grabba Nabba, or Yo Gabba Gabba.
I like the first one,
Jace?
Abba Zab.
I'm gonna I played Yo Gabba Gabba a lot, and I'm gonna imagine that they had a themed candy for the rapping dog. Not mistaken.
Your answer is Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Ryan is correct. It is Abba Zabba.
I think
I
you
was
might be thinking of Parappa de Rappa.
Yeah.
A rapper,
is
the
it-
rapper.
Am I thinking of yeah?
Kick, punch, pluck. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was actually eating the Abba Zabba the other day. Underrated candy. They sell them at some gas stations still. We are, what is that, 3-1? Ryan.
Let's make how many more questions are there?
There's more. So, question 6. Munch a munch, bunch a crunch, crunch a crunch, or crunch a bunch. Chase?
I think it's B, bunch of crunch.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say, so I'm gonna
Ryan?
say Crunch a Bunch.
All right. Jace is correct.
Nice.
It is bunch of crunch. We are sitting at 3-2, Ryan.
Crunch my bunch. Crunch it. Closing the gap.
All righty. We're getting it. Now we got a competition. So, question 7. Sour skeletons, sour skulls, sour balls, or sour femurs? Ryan.
Sour. What are the first couple?
Sour skeletons, sour skulls, sour balls, or sour femurs?
I don't know. I have to go with sour skulls, I guess.
That's the one
Jace?
that I want to go with. But knowing Denali's fascination with balls, I think I might have to go with sour balls. I think it's a ploy. I don't think it's related to a body part at all.
It is sour skulls.
Damn it.
So that is a point for Ryan. We got 4 to Ryan. Number 8. Okay.
Well, so do you want to make this we're 2 points now?
Oh, so okay. So we're closing it on sudden death here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's make them 2-pointers now. So we're at 4-2. Number 8. Goobers, lubers, goobers, or gooby goobers. Jace.
Goobers.
Ryan.
Okay, I'm sorry for how adult this sounds, but like I think you would find a funny candy named Lubers and then make all these everything's up. So I'm gonna go with Lubers.
All right, it is goobers.
Oh,
We are at 4-4. We're tied for first.
Is that a Willy
Come up with that
Wonka
dumb rule?
candy?
It's chocolate covered peanuts. It's an old timer scheme.
Oh, fucking God. I wish I was wrong. Ew.
My Goobers. Yum, yum.
All right. Number 9. Beaver dam bars, Choco cow balls, squirrel nut zippers, or turkey gobble sticks. Jace.
I'm thinking it's a peanut butter candy. I'm going with C. Squirrels.
Squirrel nut zippers.
Yep.
What's the cow
Okay.
one?
Beaver dam bars, Choco cow balls, squirrel nut zippers, or turkey gobble sticks.
I want the Choco cow balls. That's like it actually makes sense because there's milk and chocolate and stuff.
Alrighty. The correct answer is C. Squirrel nut zippers.
Oh!
Are those weird, ugly, peanut-shaped?
They are square kind of caramels with nut clusters in them, like chopped peanuts in them. I don't know what the zipper has anything to do with it. All right. We are at 6-4. Jace with a healthy lead. Number 10. Bitto sticks, long boys, yummy logs, or sugar poles.
What?
So
What did you just say? Were those all phallic?
I think the answer is Bit-O sticks.
Can we say it again? Bitto
please.
sticks, long boys, yummy logs, or sugar poles.
I think it's Bit-O sticks.
Jace?
Is this the final round? And is it like
You've
that
got
one TV show where I'm allowed to say the same answer as Ryan
You've
and
got
outbid him by
two-
$1?
I would respect the strategy, but the audience would not like it. So you got two more questions after this one. So
Okay, I want to
that's
go
it.
with
Frickin'
D.
questions do you have?
I want to go with sugar pole. Because
Okay. The correct answer is actually long boys.
oh,
We're still at
Wow.
6-4.
long boys.
Okay. You said you didn't have as many questions as the Scooby-Doo trivia, but this is actually more questions than the Scooby-Doo trivia.
Ryan, I came up with over 60 fake candy names for this game, damn it. We're going to say all of them on the air. All right, number 11. Zag nut, big nut, nut pop, or square nut? Jace.
Big nut hitting that button.
What were the other two?
Zag nut, big nut, nut pop, or square nut?
I'm going with Nut Pop.
The correct answer is actually zag nut.
Ooh.
We are still at 6-4, Jace. The final question to either tie it up to sudden death or to have well, this will be worth 3 points. Now I've just
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself when Ryan does his answer, and then so I won't know what you said, and then I'll come back in and I'll give my answer.
That's okay. Okay, that's a good idea. Like take your headphones off or something.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Final question worth 3 points. Here we go, guys. This could decide the winner. All right, let's do this. Big Dookie Choco Pile, lemon candy pee-pee jar, sour flush candy toilets, or sugar-coated toilet snakes.
Say those again.
Big Dookie Choco Pile, lemon candy pee-pee jar, sour flush candy toilets, or sugar-coated toilet snakes.
Okay, I have a guess.
Okay.
I'll do C, the toilet.
Okay.
Will it flush?
Okay. Jace?
I have a feeling this is one of those when you said these names, specifically for the last three. I'm thinking of one of those shitty candies that's like clear and then filled with like some kind of gobbledygook on the inside.
Yeah.
And just made by a sick fuck. But I am gonna go with C. I'm imagining like a clear candy filled with a yellow inside.
Well, you're both correct. Sour Flush Candy Toilets is the correct answer. Jace, you are crowned winner of our Halloween Candy Challenge. Congratulations. You won the quiz. I'm really proud of some of these candies I made. I like Big Dookie Choco Pile. I'm pretty proud of Choco Cow Balls.
I actually guessed that one, so that's pretty good.
I can't believe Pope Rope got a guess.
Yeah, that got a guess. Well, it was more likely than Poop Rope. So what I was doing is if you had two that were somewhat similar, I would choose one of them.
Yeah. I thought Bitto Sticks really seemed like a candy.
I thought it literally was a candy.
But Long Boys sounds like something I just make up as a candy. I thought that would really throw you guys.
Because it's a description of like on like an Instagram all the time.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Congratulations to Jace for winning our challenge. But you guys
my bunch.
Let's get down to our movie portion of the podcast, folks. We did see a movie this week. Whose turn is it for the synopsis?
Me.
Jace.
Yeah, whoever hasn't done one.
Yeah. I did MBV.
It's me.
Last week. Okay.
We don't have to deliberate.
We do every week.
Well, take it away by all means.
This week we watched Halloween 1978 and one of, if not the first, slashers ever made. This is a pretty easy one to summarize. Besides, I think the only explanation I need to give is in the beginning. A kid kills his sister. Not sure if he kills his parents. On Halloween night, in a clown costume, is taken to a mental asylum. And 15 years later, escapes again the night before Halloween.
Yeah.
Escapes the night before Halloween. Travels 150 miles to his hometown to wreak havoc as the pseudo boogeyman. His kind of conflict is namely with Jamie Lee Curtis, who is playing Laurie Strode. And yeah, there are some other people, but it's pretty much for me, it's just Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers.
The Danimals lady. The Danimals lady for yogurt that makes you poop good.
Oh, I didn't know that. So we're really just the premise of the story lies around the night of Halloween for Jamie Lee Curtis, leading up to dance the next day and murder in a small Midwest town in the fall.
Yeah, I think that's well said. You set the premise up. There's nothing else to be said except for the exact events of the movie.
Yeah,
right. So Ryan, I know this is one of your fave movies.
Yes.
You've talked about it before. Jace, was this your first time watching this?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, this was my first time as well. There was a lot of hype for me to watch this because I was like, okay, this is one of the OG slashers. I think I was expecting like a fucking gore fest and just kind of like a campy, crazy movie. But I was surprised by how like patient and atmospheric this movie was, dude. Like they took their time, and then when the scares came, I did make the dookie in my pants, just the way they wanted me to. I don't know. What was your take, Jace?
I would say
yeah,
same. Not relying on gore. In fact, there's a funny scene where they completely miss the addition of any gore, and then the terror is really instilled into you from really long shots sitting on one scene, and then it feels like shadows moving across screen. You don't know where Michael's gonna come from.
Oh yeah, totally. Like this must be the first movie where you have creepy guy standing halfway behind a bush just staring in the background, and man, was that freaking cool and creepy. Holy cow. I love the setup for this movie, and Ryan, I'm sure you can talk more about this, but like I totally saw how this was influential on other stuff. Even like that scene in Drive where he's standing outside the window with a mask on. That was totally from this movie. You know, things like that. But also the banging soundtrack, the synth spikes. Oh man, was that good?
Yeah, so like my favorite thing about John Carpenter movies is the music. He does it all himself, you guys. Like he makes the movies, he writes the movies, he directs them. Sometimes he's in them, and he writes all the music.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
you can tell this movie was made for like $5 too. Like this, it was very scrappy. The audio was kind of like the mix was really weird. Like you could tell a lot of the scenes were like overdubbed.
Yes. So that's very common. That happens in almost every slasher movie. There's
MBV we
Parsons
saw
or not. Yeah, but like, so think about like Friday the 13th. They're outside in the rain a lot, and they don't have mics, right over the actors' heads during that. So they have to dub a lot of stuff in these old movies, and also they didn't have this sensitive microphones and like the sound capture that we have through the technology we have today for like taking out background noise and things.
Totally fair. Real quick, I wanted to talk about Michael Myers just as like a dude, like because I think I was surprised. Yes, this dude, he was just a guy. But like I think in my head I imagine Michael Myers as someone being in his 40s or 50s, built like a brick shit house, kind of like Jason. But to see it, like, he's a 23-year-old skinny man in this. He's just like this guy. I don't know. I was surprised that he just seems like a youthful dude who's just kind of hanging out. And I was surprised by how normal he seemed outside of being a creepy guy with a mask who doesn't talk.
And extraordinarily strong.
Dude, what the fuck? Does this mental institution have like a weight training gym? Because why are they letting this dude like deadlift? And like, because he picks up probably 150-pound dude with one arm and lifts him in the air and stabs him so hard he like stays there in the air against the wall. I don't know. I can't lift a weight straight up in front of me with one arm, with my not bending my elbow and just lifting it straight up in the air.
There's some weird stuff surrounding him. I think Ryan, you might end up
you've seen the other movies
because you've seen the other movies. Maybe you have the bigger picture, and I know they've taken a few different routes to kind of explaining what it is. I had to get past that in my head, the just a guy thing, because I was looking into it way too much, and we should talk about later like motive for him. I was just like, it can be just a guy. But he ripped that gate off, and he tore a gate off of its hinges. He breaks a window with his hands. He's like extremely fucking he's insanely strong.
Yeah, I think he's a fucking T-1000, because like literally, I mean, we can, it's been like 40 years, guys. We can talk about the ending. Like Jamie Lee Curtis stabs him in the throat with like a knitting needle. That thing gets like 6 inches deep. He gets shot like fucking 10 times, shot in the eyeball, and then like thrown off like he falls off, 2-story building, and then he just keeps getting up. He just keeps coming. He's like, dun, 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 dun. Which I just thought was totally terrifying at the end. This guy was scary for me. He was just a guy, but I thought he was scary.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back listening to you guys because this is amazing to me. It's like when I had Julie watch all the classic movies with twists at the end. I got to like kind of watch her go through it and talk about with her afterwards, because she had no idea that they even had twists. So like to see you guys, I don't know, like experience this, it's really, really neat. I wish I could go back and watch these movies for the first time, and you never really can. I love this movie. This movie is absolutely flawless. So if you want to know a little bit more about Michael Myers, so he really is
from Canada.
Well, right. So the idea behind Michael Myers in the later movies is that he becomes known as what we call the Shape. So characters will often refer to him as the Shape. And like if you like talk about Halloween movies with fans of the series, they'll just talk about the Shape. Oh yeah, you see the Shape. And so he's kind of actually depersonified. Like he is turned into an inanimate object that is just evil, because he has, like Loomis, the doctor, says a couple times, he's pure evil. He has no emotions. He has no thinking in his brain. He just wants to just kill people. He has no like sense of life or death, or that he's even alive.
Right.
So they kind of dehumanize him and call him the Shape. And that it's kind of a fun thing. They didn't think of that when they made this first movie. They were just like, let's just stab people
Well, in the credits, he's credited as the Shape.
Oh, okay.
For this one. Yeah. And I was wondering about that. I was like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that, but that's actually interesting that they call him that later.
Yeah, so I think in this movie, you're right about it being so iconic that other people have copied it, and you're like, "Oh, I saw this guy standing there for the first time." It's not the first slasher movie. I think the first slasher movie technically would probably be like Psycho, and then a few years before this, there was a movie called Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Which, ding, ding, ding for us, but it's generally the first like procedural slasher movie, and.
Right.
For that reason, it has this kind of thing that sometimes you consider the Seinfeld effect, where like
Seinfeld isn't funny because it's
Seinfeld is so revolutionary that every series after it copied it. Therefore, now if you've seen like other sitcoms and stuff, you go back to watching Seinfeld for the first time, and you're like, "This isn't funny. This has been done 1,000 times."
Yeah,
and that's kind of what Halloween is like. The idea of the killer like getting up after he gets his throat slashed. We're like, okay, Laurie, like run, like what are you doing? Or like stab him again. But like back then, the audience probably thought that the movie was over. The first time he got stabbed in the throat. I really think that the first 2/3 of this movie are flawless. Like if you're looking to make a horror movie, you can watch the first 2/3 of this movie and you can learn something from every single shot, I think. Well, and go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say like to talk about the first 2/3 of the movie, the setup for Michael Myers, I think is interesting because it must take place in a movie or in a world where horror movies don't exist.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you guys, but if I was Jamie Lee Curtis and I looked out the window of my school and saw a fucking guy in a white mask standing outside of his car across the street, I'd freak the fuck out.
Consider it's Halloween.
No, dude, I would still freak the fuck like because he shows up multiple times, like behind bushes, following her.
She does freak out. That's kind of the whole thing, right? She's the only one who sees him. And
not
so she
in
starts
the
telling
way
her friends.
Like
so,
not in
and
the
then
way
think
that
about
I think
this.
I would.
Okay, they're watching The Thing on TV.
Yeah.
The monsters throughout, film up to this point have always been non-human. And John Carpenter, 3 years after this, remade The Thing, and it's my favorite movie ever. But like all the monsters that everybody's seen are not human, so we don't have to worry about humans. And that's the theme of this movie. If I want people to take away one thing from this movie, it's that a good horror movie takes a slice of time and says, what are people afraid of? What are people afraid of right now in time? And in the 70s, people were afraid of things like home invasions and serial killers and kidnappers. And so what this movie did is they put the first 2/3 of the movie in daylight, okay? And they said, you have to be afraid in your daily life. When you aren't at home and your kids get home from school during those 2 hours, you need to be scared because there could be a man watching them through the window. When you aren't taking your kids to school and you're letting them walk to school, you need to be scared because there could be a man waiting to kidnap and murder them. Okay.
Yeah, like that scene with Laurie when she had seen this guy like a dozen times, and then the little kid's like, "Hey, Laurie, the boogeyman's outside waiting for us," and she's like, "Haha, go keep playing." Yeah. I would have connected some dots.
Well, right, and that's the thing. It's like when you're babysitting somebody and the kid says he sees something, you need to be scared. When you put your kids with a babysitter, you need to get scared because this movie was originally called The Babysitter Murders.
Yeah.
And then they were like, wait, maybe there's a better theme to go on here. And they went with the Halloween, then they rewrote it.
That's that whole concept of Michael Myers being just a guy or being a force of nature. I think, Jace?
Force of nature. You know what? I did a scientific experiment today to determine whether or not he was Jag or freak beast. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You brought the scene up. She's sitting in class. She gives a collegiate level answer to a book that nobody in our age would have given because we would have read Spark Notes. But she looks out at him. She looks back to answer, and she looks back outside. 16.38 seconds later, he is gone, completely out of frame. Now, mind you, I'm taking some liberties with this. I'm assuming that because nobody is paying attention and it's not that far away, that the car was off when he was standing behind it. Took some liberties. I did this myself outside.
Okay.
Car unlocked because he probably didn't lock the car, but car off.
Yeah.
It took me 18.4 seconds to get around my car at Michael Meyers walking speed, get into it, turn it on, which I think my automatic start engine would probably be about the same speed as his key start, and then put it into drive. So he either...
Jason, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. That's hilarious because this is debated endlessly. People talk about that scene in particular, like, when we're not looking at Michael, is he sprinting?
Yeah.
How does he get out of frame so quickly? Like sneak up on people. But I think that's actually a continuity mistake. So whoever was in charge, like the script master, whoever's in charge of making sure things are in the right places, forgot that he's standing on the passenger side. I think they should have probably should have made him be standing on the driver's side and have the car facing the other direction. I think that's the simple explanation.
I think talking about continuity, it seems to me that for every time he's presented, he's always behind an object. Whether or not he's completely covered or partially covered, I think in almost every shot we get of him, he is behind or concealed partially. Which I think
the first time is after he stuck the guy to the wall and he's just staring at him for like 10 seconds and it's scary as hell. It's the scariest shot in the movie. That's like the first time we see his whole body.
Yeah.
Right. I think this goes off of kind of what we talked about in My Bloody Valentine. Is like, what the fuck does he do when the camera's not on him? He's sprinting, but also like his 150-mile road trip. Is he using his blinker? He had to fill up for gas. The other thing is, you probably saw this. There's a scene where he's driving behind the sheriff, right? The sheriff is talking, and he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. A murderer escaped, and some guy broke into this hardware store and stole a bunch of knives and a mask. Probably nothing. And then, like, you see Michael Myers stop at a stop sign, look both ways, and then make a perfect left-hand turn from his lane to his lane. Didn't use his blinker, but did stop at a stop, come to a complete stop. Which I thought was really funny because he has some knowledge of traffic laws despite never driving.
Okay, so this is kind of funny. There's two main theories about this. The first theory is that Loomis would have to drive him back and forth to places all the time, or he would watch like the bus driver, and so he'd watch people driving. The second theory, I think they actually explain it in one of the other movies. They give like an explanation about how he learned how to drive. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But
I'm
sorry, I don't remember Halloween 4. But so it's kind of funny, these little details that people love. People take everything at face value, and that's what I love about Jace's experiment. Like, Jace wasn't just like, oh, it's stupid how he's like just supposed to like run around the car. Jace is like, okay, I'm gonna see what actually happened in this movie.
He does the Dukes of Hazzard slide across the hood, jumps in through the window.
That's how powerful he is. With one hop off a leg, he can completely effortlessly glide across the roof. Like
Grease lightning style. I think he actually just picks up the car and runs away with it. He's so fucking strong in this movie. Dude.
So, I was going to mention this earlier. Going from My Bloody Valentine to this, it was really hard for me throughout the whole movie because I was just like, motive. What's the motive? And the whole movie is presented in a way that's just a complete under explanation. It's really basic. And I think it's better that way.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I had to really fight myself because we've grown up on horror and we have seen a lot more scary movies outside of this, that the logical part of me while I was trying to watch this and being gross was like, I need to know why he's killing these people. And it might have just been because I was thinking that he just kills people who have premarital sex, but...
So I think a great way to address that is they made this movie largely from the perspective of the people getting killed, right? And like, they didn't even know he was there the whole time. So like in a horror movie where the people are trapped in a location and they're trying to get out and there's a killer and they know the killer's there, then you kind of need a motive a little bit more. But in a situation where someone's just watching someone through a window, I think it's really nice to know as much as the characters. And
Right.
I mean, it's kind of artificial because we know as much of the characters because there isn't anything to know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he just loves killing. He's a slashing man.
Very artistic.
Chopping, yeah, chopping
is,
fan number one. Oh, with the gravestone? Yes.
Perfectly placed bodies.
Dude, he has like a sense of humor because like that scene where he has the sheet and he wears the glasses over the sheet.
He's hilarious. And also, like most other movies, the bodies just pop up like random places. In this movie, like they actually show him like moving the bodies. They show him
better
like,
put it over here.
oh crap, I killed her at the garage, but only the front door is unlocked, so I gotta like take her body out of the car and rock around the entire house.
What is his I guess that's part of it. He can't be relatable. I think that was intentional.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on in his head when he's just standing there, which I think is part of what makes it so fucking creepy. But for a movie where you have a killer standing behind somebody when they don't realize it, I think this is like speaks to everyone who's like has high anxiety. Because I'm constant. You probably like even just recording. Sometimes I just look behind me if I hear something. I was watching this with the door behind me in the bedroom. I was watching it with headphones on like this. And then Amber, like, I think 6 different times had to get my attention. So she would, tap me on the shoulder or like open the door really loud. And then like a jump scare would happen where he'd come out and stab someone. I'm like, ah! And then Amber like grabs my shoulder to like ask me something. I'm like, ah! And this is the worst movie to be snuck up on. But I think anyone who's like anxious about someone standing behind them, they will really get the shit scared out of them by this movie because that is literally like the whole movie.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it really, really kind of like God, I can't say these words.
Regulation.
Relevant. Elephants.
A relevation. It's kind of it's a relevation in the field. It's a game changer in the field.
Yeah. Matrix Revolutions.
Yes, because Psycho, the kills were foreshadowed, and you had the shower kill, which was partially point of view and also not like someone standing behind somebody. And then you had Black Christmas, which is all point of view of the killer. So this was kind of the first movie to do you are currently seeing somebody that the characters don't see. And that is,
right.
I think a recent movie that's a new IP that has done it well was the original The Strangers.
Oh,
came
Lord.
in like middle high school. And so there's several scenes that build on this movie. Like it's obviously like ripped right from this movie.
Totally. That was the other movie I thought of, The Strangers. That movie made me shit my pants like 10 times.
Depends adult diapers. For holiday lovers like me.
Like I think we did this a little bit in My Bloody Valentine. I think this is also a good section. Do you guys have a favorite kill in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, right. You go ahead because you probably know the kills pretty well in this.
There's a difference between favorite kill, like the act of killing, and the favorite scene where somebody dies.
Okay, Jesus, Ryan, don't need to get so fucking around. It's not the same killing and taking a life. It's
So my favorite like kill itself is obviously the impale on the door.
Which one?
The impale,
Where he lifts the
wall.
guy up. Oh man, that was fucking brutal. Yeah.
For the afterwards, like where he's just staring at the body, like tilting his head, like he's examining it, like an artwork or something, and like, that's what this would look like.
Yeah.
But my favorite, I think, scene is the kill in the car with Annie. The build up to that is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like we wait 30 minutes for that shit.
Jesus.
And then she's walking around, getting stuck in windows, like the most helpless person ever. God. Okay, so she goes to the car to pick up her boyfriend and realizes that the car is locked.
Yep.
And so she doesn't have the keys. So she goes back in the house, grabs the keys, and this entire time we're just waiting. Any second her throat's gonna get slit.
Yeah.
Like literally any second. But she walks back in the house, grabs the keys, walks back outside, goes into the garage, and the car's unlocked.
She just opens the door.
And she does not realize it.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Fuck.
Yeah, she didn't even use the keys.
Rewatch that scene, Denali. It's flawless. She gets in the car and she starts the car, or she's about to stop the car, and she looks at the windshield, and the windshield's all fogged up. She takes her finger and she wipes some of the fog. She's like, "What is this?" And then Michael sits up in the back seat and strangles her.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And that's all one shot essentially. There's like one cut when she opens the door. It's just flawless.
That's how you know he runs everywhere, because he's so sweaty and he's breathing so heavily that he got in the car. Was like
breathing the whole movie.
All right, well, Jace, do you have a favorite kill in the movie?
My favorite, my favorite kill, the one that like really got me into, wow, Michael Myers is a freak of nature, pure evil, is when they come into his house in the home, and it's shown, we have the doctor and the sheriff on the screen, and the doctor's like, "Oh, he killed it. He was hungry." And it's just like he had killed an animal and was probably eating it raw inside the house. Yeah. And that was...
It was an off-screen kill, yeah.
Yeah, and not a person, but that really kind of gets you in the mood to... Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they reprise that later.
Yeah.
And we have an on-screen dog kill.
Yeah.
Scary AF. Like, the idea that you can have a guard dog and you'll be okay is thrown out the window in this movie, because he kills the guard dogs, like actual guard dogs, not chihuahuas, like German shepherds.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. It's a pretty fucked up scene. Ryan, I actually have to agree with you with your favorite kill scene with the car. That actually got me the worst, because like that scene, dude, like I can't handle tension, a scary tension in a movie at all. And so I'm like, okay, just kill this character, please. And she's like walking, taking her time. Oh, I trip. Ooh, oh shit. I'm going to open a cabinet, closing it, walk away. And I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking killing me. Like, I think if I wore a Fitbit, my heart rate would have been like 170 that whole time. Like I was clenched so hard. And then when the kill finally happened in the car, I actually like audibly screamed. With my fucking headphones in, and I scared Amber, who's in the room with me. That got me so dang bad. In a way, that scene is a lot like jazz, man. You know, it's like you're not getting the resolution of the chords. They're going and then finally, when that note comes in, man, it's perfection. Good scene.
Nally, do you like car backseat scenes?
Do I? I don't think I've ever been asked that. I don't think I've seen another movie that does it, but I'm familiar with the trope. Yeah.
There's a few really, really good ones. A couple personal favorites. So, well, I think there's a pretty good one in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. But
this is all going to be presented as evidence one day against Ryan.
Right. But
my favorite backseat kill.
the best one, I think, is actually in Let the Right One In. It's
is that the one with the vampire love story with a kid?
Yeah, it's a vampire movie. And there's a guy hiding in the back seat, and the driver doesn't know, of course. And he ends up like going to a gas station. And so the guy has to like, he thought he would be on like a deserted road and he could just pop up and kill somebody. But he ends up going to like a well-lit gas station. And there's other characters introduced in that scene, and the tension like it becomes so high that you're worried for the vampire. Oh, you end up flipping it, so you're like, "Oh, don't get found! No, don't look there." It's pretty good.
Got a gripe, guys.
Go for it.
Oh,
I didn't like the soundtrack.
You didn't like the soundtrack?
I thought my very first note to this is actually intro music claps.
Yes.
And then the second time I was like, okay. And then the third time I heard it, I was like, okay. And then the fourth time I heard it, I was like, okay. And then the fifth time I heard it, I was like, okay. And at one point, there is literally a 2-minute, and I can only imagine it worked better in theaters. It seems to me that a lot of the sounds in this movie were probably designed around people watching it in the theater. The droning, high-pitched ring didn't add any part of horror or tension or scariness to me. It actually, like, I watched it. It was completely dark. We had a candle flickering. The music's up pretty loud, and I'm like trying to get in this, and I'm just like, please stop. Please, for the love of God, stop. And it's just like, and I'm like, ah.
So you're like the discordant sound threw you out of the movie, where it's like, it's like tinnitus.
Yes.
So I had a different. Cause I actually liked the discordant sound. I think it kind of put me on edge. But like that's one of those things where it's like, people have different like triggers and people have different things. So maybe in a horror situation, if your tinnitus is acting up, you're not going to be scared at all if Mike Myers comes in your house. Gonna be like, where's that fucking guy?
Yeah, I totally think that's a fair criticism, and it can be something that's personal choice as well. I think watching it through the lens of, okay, I hate this. Let me see why it's here, and let me see what happens when they turn it off. Because there's several scenes where they shut out the music completely, and your brain is kind of like, oh, something's about to happen. Like, why is there no music playing? There's music playing during every single scene, but why is no music playing? And if someone usually just like staring off to the side of the screen, and then like somebody comes up behind them. And I think that sometimes when I hear the music or the sounds really turn off, I end up watching the movie more intently.
No, I agreed. Like the use of silence and then having the synth spike come in was
also
that made me jump.
They don't use the synth spike on like fake scares, right? There's one I think where they do it, but like there's twice where the sheriff accidentally scares somebody from behind.
Right.
he's like total klutz, and they don't do the ring at all. Those are silent scares, which I think is great.
That I've been wondering where that clip is from R.L. Grimes' Halloween 9 from this past year. No, he has the oh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
Oh yeah.
He has that interaction in one of the tracks. I guess everybody gets one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can continue talking about more things about this movie that we liked or disliked, I think, in our reviews. Are you guys ready to get into our meters?
I've got one more. Really quick.
Yeah, no, hit us, Jace.
Ryan, I'm wondering if you noticed this. No, I can't really just give a timestamp. Okay, so at 26 at 26:57,
well, I have a 27:20 timestamp, so I think.
Oh my god,
there
you fucking nerd!
In one scene, I had to go back because there is the biggest hair in the bottom right quadrant of the camera.
So I actually don't think it's a hair. I think it's like they were literally hand cutting the film, and I think something on the film stock maybe, or like something on that happened on the actual film itself when they're like turning the negatives into the positives. I think that's what you're talking about. But I know exactly what you mean. Yes.
I just thought it was like,
yeah, she just got home after school.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's pretty funny.
I did not notice the hair.
It's not really hair shape. It's not like a curve.
I thought it was. I thought it was like.
It's kind of zigzaggy. It's kind of funny looking. It might be hair. It might be hair on the lens.
Jace notices the hair. I don't notice, but then Ryan goes a step further with explaining the hair as a technical film aspect. I think it's great.
Did you guys?
I didn't notice that. Yeah.
So in the interior night scenes, well, and some of the exterior ones, they really didn't have the most sensitive film stock, and they didn't really have the best lighting. Yeah. So in film, you really have to overlight. So what they did was they pushed their film like really, really far, kind of like the technical limits of the film. So the edges of the film are all super, super grainy for like the last 2/3 of the movie, or I guess maybe the last third. It's pretty cool. Like it immediately dates it. If you watch literally the sides of the movie at all times are like gray, and they gotta go like staticky. It's pretty cool.
But I think it adds a cool lo-fi effect. I honestly
love it. Like I wrote down like, oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's like vintage clothing. There's just something you can't get nowadays.
Like hearing an old trumpet in a jazz song.
What's up with this?
Well, now are we ready for our spiritometer? We're calling it.
Yeah.
School spiritometer.
The spiritometer, where we measure how much does this movie match up with the spirit of the holiday it's associated with. Am I teeing off? Is that what we're doing?
You tee off.
So I'll top off our spiritometer. So this movie, it is called Halloween. All right. However, I did not get a lot of Halloween vibes from this movie, especially coming off of Trick or Treat. you do get a pumpkin in the beginning. You do kind of get a little bit of a fall vibe, but I remember like reading that they kind of painted the leaves to make them look like it's fall. It didn't really give me a Halloween vibe. Yes, it was spooky. Yes, it took place during Halloween, but there wasn't a lot of decorations. I didn't see a lot of trick-or-treaters. There wasn't a lot of candy gags and shit like that in this movie. Plus, it was originally called, what was it, the Babysitter Murders? So the Halloween thing was kind of shoehorned in a little bit, and they kind of, did some thematic aspects, but I don't think it was enough to be representative of the holiday. You show someone who doesn't celebrate Halloween in this movie, they're going to be like, I don't know anything about Halloween still. That guy's scary, though. So I'm going to give it a 2 on the Spiritometer. I think I'll give it some points for literally calling it Halloween, putting some pumpkins in there. But other than that, I don't really think it's very Halloween-y.
Fair.
That's perfectly fair. I'm gonna go with a 4. I think that you're right. Though there is a certain aspect of that's why they're babysitting. Apparently their parents are like young at heart and they go out to
Getting fucked up with all the other
Damn. These
they
guys
go
are
to
cool.
Halloween parties. And like
Yeah.
that's why they're talking about the boogeyman at school. And that's why like people are out trick-or-treating. So I do think there's a little bit. I'm going with a 4. It's definitely less than the last 2 movies.
All right.
Quick, right? I'll go right in between you.
Yeah.
Was thinking a 3.
Ooh, a little sandwich here.
Little sandwich. Not much more to say. I think the kind of feeling that Michael Myers evoked in me when he would be like appear somewhere and he'd just be standing there and it'd be scary kind of makes me feel like, if you're trick-or-treating late at night as a kid and you were like on edge. So not really thematically related to how much Halloween they put in, but there's a little feeling of Halloween in there.
There's a little flavor in there.
Yeah.
So are you at a 5?
I thought you were a 2.
What
were
I was
you?
at a 2. So
Ryan's a
he did
4. I'm a 3.
So in between those is not 5. All right, 3. Okay. All right. So we got 2, 3, 4 for the Spiritometer. And shoot, I'm teeing off the movie review. So I was doing some thinking about this movie, about how much I enjoyed it, but also the overall quality of the movie. Because I did really enjoy this movie. I found it surprising. I thought it would fall into some of the cliches and tropes. I thought I would find it like really predictable. In some ways I did, but I think the atmosphere of it really surprised me. I really liked the overall vibe of the movie. I thought I really appreciated how patient they were with the killer. And they weren't like gratuitous to the point where I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I even watching? With that said, the soundtrack was enjoyable. There were some technical elements like I'm gonna have to give it knocks for things like quality of acting. First of all, there's some scenes where it was just straight up bad, man. Like when the girls were talking to each other, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Like the girl that says totally in every single sentence.
Yeah. When you hear some of these lines and I'm like, nobody talks like that. Like that was so awkward. I think JLC was like one of the few people who had decent quality acting aside from like maybe the doctor. So I'm going to give this movie, I think I'm going to give it a 9 because I did really enjoy it. I'm going to knock it just slightly just for things like that. Also just for some sound mixing issues that kind of distracted me. But overall, great movie. I could see why it's a classic. Would recommend to horror fans. If you somehow haven't seen it, if you're a horror fan.
Okay, I am going to agree. My score is going to be a 9.
Ooh.
This is very nearly a perfect movie for me. This is up there. I know John Carpenter can do better, and he does do better. So there are flaws. I think I agree with you. My flaws are basically limited to the last 1/3 of the movie. The Jamie Lee Curtis arc, where she's the sole survivor arc. She makes really poor character decisions. There's really strange edits, and that it's pretty obvious that they told her like keep acting, with the intention that they were gonna cut the film at some point, and then they just left the entire scene in. I think that it did so much to revolutionize the game that we need to take those, into consideration a little bit. Like, okay, yeah, they didn't really know that there was going to be he was going to get up, like kind of a thing. Yeah. Scream solves that problem. The movie Scream like literally talks about this movie and says, don't do this, do this. I think that I'm going to disagree with you a little bit in that I think the writing was fine. And I don't hold bad acting against slasher movies because the acting in this movie was phenomenal. Man, watch Chopping Mall. Like, this movie was fantastic acting wise. I think that their use of words in the normal script that didn't have to do with the imminent like killings going on, it puts you on edge because there would be words like scared and tragic in the actual script when they're just talking about their daily lives. So even though they're talking about things that aren't scary, the tone is set for the entire movie, and that's really genius. I think that there's, like I said before, this movie preys on the nightmares of that generation with the kidnappings and the serial killers and the everyday town. Like this is a normal town. And when they're in the cemetery keeper, the gravedigger guy says, "Oh, Judith Myers, the victim from that crazy killer who's buried here? Every town has one of those. Didn't you hear about this other town?" And that's showing you, like, it doesn't matter that you don't live in this town. You live in a town and there's a killer there. Like, that's really genius. A way to actually put this movie into the audience's lives. Mm-hmm. And so it's very nearly a 10. I'm going to give it a 9.
I like going last because there's a subset of what I don't know how I feel about a movie. The impressions you guys give let me you know kind of rethink it. I don't really like entirely reading how other people felt about the movie online. I feel gives some of my reviews kind of bland maybe. The things that have dawned on me since I watched this are that there was some more nuance to Halloween than I gave it credit for. Thematically throughout the movie, that like day, night, day, throughout the timeline of the story, and then how they presented everything. I'm thinking about it, and I'm more fond of it now than I was when I watched it. I'm still gonna have to give it knocks. I think the sounds took me out of it. They weren't pleasant to me. Maybe if it was on more of like a surround type system, actually had like 5.1 or 7.1 or something, and was watching this in a movie theater, was trying to get set up to watch a horror movie. So like the first, I would say there were some scares for me in this last third, but the first 2/3 I was kind of feeling not enough tension. It might have been because I tried to start taking notes at this, but I was like, okay, wait, I need to not have this light in front of me.
Yeah.
Notes go away. I did like the characters. I liked the doctor. I liked the writing as far as like the Michael Myers being pure evil. And I'm gonna go up. I don't want to give it a 9, and I was sitting at 7, but I'm gonna give it an 8.
A good score.
Yeah,
a good score. Not bad, John Carpenter. Johnny Carps, I hope you have a good career ahead of you.
I need to. Okay, dear God, that scene with the 2 kids where they go into the empty house and they get at it with each other. You know what? Might as well start eating popcorn in bed or a fucking churro. They're like smoking in bed. It's like, why do all these people
fucking eating and smoking in bed?
There's a scene in Chopping Mall where a guy goes through an entire sex scene chewing gum.
No.
It's so funny. But yeah, so I know what you mean, but that's totally some movies kill people during sex. This movie, killed them afterwards. So that's kind of interesting. Like,
I thought somebody was gonna get butt stabbed, dude.
Dude, what? I know you've seen it because I've watched it with you, but the original Friday the 13th, that poor Kevin Bacon.
Oh, now I know Kevin Bakes dies. Fuck.
You can survive a butt stab.
So yeah, he's gonna die. No, it's worse, dude. It's freaking from the neck through this way, and when he's laying on the bed,
yeah.
But it goes out his butt after that?
No.
Man, he's really good at stabbing. He stabbed him through the back of his head and went out his butt.
The Friday the 13th is way better stabbing like skills.
Yeah. If someone told me there was a murderer who stabbed a guy through the back of the head and it went out his butt, I would move out of the country. It's the scariest shit I've ever heard.
The reverse impaler.
This dude is so wicked good at stabbing guys. You really should be careful. We didn't talk about this in the review, I realized, but man, sheriffs, you really gotta tell people about the fucking murderer in your town. He's like, okay, this doctor guy literally just told me this guy is fucking obsessed with like the ladies who come by this house. He is here, guaranteed. We saw him here. By the way, someone broke into that hardware store and stole some fucking knives. Better not tell anybody about this. Don't want to cause a panic about the murderer in this town.
The doctor? We can't tell anybody, or it's going to be all over the news, and everybody's going to be looking and seeing him everywhere. It's like, I don't...
Yeah,
Are
man.
you talking about the local news only? And that would be a good thing, because if people see him, maybe you'll catch him.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell the media. They're going to be reporting on it. This murderer who everyone needs to find right now.
Yes.
That's the point, sir.
Do you think, and we're kind of feel like in media right now, we're and just in general, people are kind of okay with the and maybe antithesis type thing happening. Do you think we could pitch a movie to a director where we have like at 45 minutes of build up to a murderer, and then he actually does? They do tell the news, and then the movie ends 5 minutes later with him being put into a police car. And everyone's like,
I think it would be a great sketch.
We got him.
And then the next 45 minutes is like his trial.
It's guilty, dude. It's fucking guilty.
There's
literally have on
CCTV
video.
cameras everywhere now. It's on 6 cell phone videos.
She literally just dragged a body in broad daylight.
you GoPro'd yourself killing these people. We have the GoPro video.
I'm the GoPro killer. That's my thing. I GoPro everything.
He just said it right now.
GoPro, if you want to sponsor
GoPro
us.
has like a forum. Yeah, let's make a movie called GoPro. It's about a GoPro killer. Do you think they'll fund it?
No.
I
Maybe
think...
like something like called like Headcam.
Oh, Headcam, and call
Ooh.
it Stay Pro, Stay Amateur cameras.
Jeez. No, we're getting
Anything?
too
Anything?
close to the
Okay.
explicit category.
Okay. Well, I thought it'd be a good idea to have like a Halloween-like movie where it's like 2 hours of build-up, and right when he's going up to the JLC's character, he like steps on a skateboard and falls and stabs himself and dies.
Oh my god.
It just says here the movie. Isn't like War of the Worlds kind of like that, where they like go across interstellar space and then they come to the planet and they do all this shit and they literally die because like their
They got, like,
microbiologist didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't fucking wear a helmet. Jesus Christ, you idiots! What a real fucking idiot move. All right. Well, anyways, you guys want to talk about next week? What movie are we doing?
We know what we're doing, right?
Well, we're doing a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah. Should we ditch the formalities and just get right to it of what we're seeing?
Yes. I've been excited for this for a month and a half.
Me too.
Yeah, I've actually never seen it.
Neither have I. It's available on Amazon, which is a huge... I double-checked it to make sure it was available. Thanksgiving. It's about a killer turkey? I don't know much about it.
It's about a killer turkey who I think like has some vendetta against people who have killed turkeys in the past. Now, we need to be clear. This is not like the other movies. This is a straight B movie. Like this movie, they're making it and like this is going to be terrible when they're making the movie.
Oh.
There's no professional actors in it. There's literally a character who's top billed and her name is Naked Pilgrim.
Oh no.
I think we're at a weird like situation in the podcast because last season was so family friendly that this season is going to be serious whiplash for the viewers.
Well, I think we should take this review seriously, guys. Talk about the plot and examine this very good movie that they made multiple sequels for, and maybe pivot. So I hope you guys will join us for our review of Thanksgiving for our Thanksgiving special. It should come around Thanksgiving-ish. It should be around that time. Turkey will probably be in your life sometime around when this comes out. I want you guys to reflect and think about what we're doing to these darn turkeys, and maybe we should pardon more than one a year. Okay? So with that, follow us on Twitter at GBGB Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, Good Boys Gone Bland. Follow us on the YouTubes, guys. we do record these darn things on video. If you ever want to see like what the picker wheel looks like in our doghouse season, if you ever want to see our cool outfits that we sometimes wear when it's not just sweatpants and hoodies, look at us on YouTube. We need more of those dang YouTube video views, guys. So follow us on there, subscribe.
Yeah, plus we're hot.
Yeah.
We're so hot, guys. We're so gosh darn hot. I didn't
Way
want to say
hotter
it, but
than
thank
my
you,
voice.
Yeah, don't even listen to me. Just like
Don't
mute it.
even. And then try to tell if anyone comes by trick or treating, just tell them about our podcast.
Oh, that's a good one.
Tell the parents. Don't tell the kids.
Oh yes, not kid friendly.
Tell like if it's like a cool, like a podcaster parent, like you probably see like an NPR bumper sticker on them, just be like, hey, you probably won't like this.
Ooh, you could also go to your local abandoned mental institute, break in and spray paint GBGBs on the wall.
Okay,
GBGB podcast.
let's be real. So New York has a history of
bunch of them.
mental asylums, and Rochester has this giant, like 15-story abandoned psychiatric hospital that's not very far from me, and I drive by it all the time, and it's the scariest building ever. And there's like videos on YouTube of people sneaking in and stuff.
Oh,
it's crazy.
I smell a new podcast recording location.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is just so, honestly.
Thank you guys for joining us. You guys got anything to sign us off on? Was that Darth Vader?
It was supposed to be Michael Myers.
Mike. Get out of my swamp!